0% represents the start state of the animation, means the beginning, and 100% represents the end of the animation, what we are using in a HTML code. That are the tags like p tag, h1 tag, or the box of the class what we are taking. Animation name, move, and have given the duration, that is the time, 2 seconds. Infinity is the timing function what I have given. Hello everyone, welcome to the next session of the Multimedia Animation. I am Sanjana, faculty of BCA department, Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. So now we are at Unit 2 of the Multimedia Animation, and the topic what we are learning is a CSS animation. So the agenda of today's session is that we will be learning what do you mean by CSS animation, creating a simple animation. So how we can create a simple animation, CSS animation properties. So what are the different properties that are there in the CSS, and keyframes, declaring multiple animations. So how to declare a multiple animation, and the last is the wrap up. So what is CSS animation? We will be seeing the overall. So the first one is a CSS animation. So in our previous sessions, we have learned about animation, the introduction of animation, how we can perform animation, what is a interpolation, so what is easy in, easy out. So those are the things what we have learned in our previous session. So today we will be learning how we can do the animation using the concept called as CSS, that is the cascading style sheet. So here CSS animation allow you to create a smooth transition. So when we are using CSS means it will give you a smooth transition and a dynamic effect for creating the HTML elements without the need for JavaScript. So here we will be not using the JavaScript to create the animation. The CSS animation generally involves two key parts. So when we do an animation using a CSS means we will be using a two main part, that is the defining the animation with a keyframe. So the first one is a keyframes, and the next applying the animation to the element using animation property. So the CSS consisting mainly two parts, that is the add keyframes and the animation property. So what do you mean by a keyframe? So here the keyframes is nothing, it is defined the stages of an animation specifying how the animated property will be changing over a time. For example, when we want to zoom a photo, so here we will be having a photo and we will be zooming the photo. So in your mobile you have to zoom, so you will be zooming the mobile. So here you will be having two stages, that is the start and end. So when you start to zoom, that is the starting, and the end is the result of the photo what you have zoomed. So same, the keyframe will be having a specific thing, that is how we can animate the property, that is the starting means the initial stage and the end stage. Next we are having the animation property. So here we will be defining different properties like the duration, timing function, iteration, count, and etc. So now keyframe means it is the initial and the end state, just like the interpolation, whereas animation property means the timing. So you want the animation to have a timing like 3 seconds or 10 minutes. So those are the time or the duration what we are giving. So here you will be learning how we can define a keyframes. So here the keyframes rule allows you to set multiple points at which the elements property will change. So here there is an initial state and the end state where the elements property means the animation property gets changed. Here we will be defining the start and end state of the animation and the optional intermediate state. So here you can see at keyframe, that is the keyframes, animation name, this is the syntax what we are learning, initial state and final state. So here you can see 0% as the initial state and 100% as the last, means the end state. So what this represents? So the 0%. The 0% represents the start of the animation. As I said, when you are zooming means it is a start state. So 0% represents the start state of the animation, means the beginning, and 100% represents the end of the animation, means the end, means it is completed. You can also add intermediate step. So in middle we can have 50% also. So here for changes at those points, any changes that you need from the start to the end, we can add in the middle, that is the 50%. So next, that is the second one, applying the animation to the element. So what is this element? Elements are nothing but the HTML elements, what we are using in a HTML code. That are the tags like p tag, h1 tag, or the box of the class what we are taking. So here, after defining the animation with the at keyframes, so here we have defined the start and end. After that, we will be applying the HTML element by using the animation property. So here we will be applying the animation using HTML element through the properties that what are available in the animation. Here you can see the element, and here animation is the property what we are giving. Animation name, duration, time function, delay, iteration count, and the direction. So here these are the values what we can give. That is the name, you can give the animation name, the duration, the delay, or the count on direction. So here you can see an example. Dot element, the element what I have taken, that is when we are using a dot means it is a class name. So class name element what I have taken, width, height, background. So these are the CSS properties, right? So these are the CSS properties what we are styling. So I am styling the width, height, and the background color, that is the red, and the width 100px, height 100px. Now here you can see I have taken animation, example animation. So this is the animation name what I have given in a keyframe. And next 3s means 3 seconds, the duration of the animation. And next easy in out. So easy in out means we have seen in a previous session, easy in out means slow, start the animation with a slow and speed it up and again slow it down. So easy in out means start with a slow, speed up and again slow it. And next I am saying it should be, the animation should be infinite. So here you can see I have taken the example using the HTML as well as the CSS. So here we are creating a simple animation. So you can see style, I have taken the style, and keyframe, I have taken the style tag, keyframe, and here inside the body I have taken div tag, that is the division tag, and having a class box. So I have taken a class box. So here in the style I am using a CSS properties and values to style the box. So here dot box I have taken inside the style tag. So width 100px, height 100px, background color is the blue. So I am saying the box what I have taken is in the color blue. Position, what is the position? I have saying absolute. So the value of the position what I have given is an absolute. And here you can see I have taken the animation. So animation is the property what I am using in the CSS. So move right. So here you can see in the keyframe. Move right is the animation name what I have given. So here the animation name is move right. So here move right 3-second and infinity loop. I am saying move the box 3-second to the infinity loop. How? Here we have taken add keyframes. Here I have taken add keyframes, move right, and I am giving the initial stage left side 0 and the end stage, that is the 100% left 100%. So this is also done, and here I have applied the animation property. Now we have created a simple animation, how that works. So here you can see I am having a box that is in a blue color and it is moving 3-second in an infinity loop. So in this way we can create an animation through CSS and HTML. So next we are having a concept that is the CSS animation property. Again we have seen just how we can apply the property. So here we will see what are the different properties that are available. The animation property in CSS allows to create the animation by combining several other CSS properties such as keyframes, animation name, animation duration and more. So here these are the different properties what we can combine. So here we are having a simple syntax how we can use the animation property. So the first one, that is the property name what we are using is the animation. So animation is the property we will be giving. So here the name, duration, timing function, delay, iteration count like the infinity or the count what you want to repeat the animation, direction, fill mode, play state. So these are the properties what we will be applying to the animation. So here the first one is the animation name. So what is the animation name? So in the previous session we have seen the animation name. That is what we have used in a keyframe. There we have used the move right as an animation name. So here animation name means it specifies the name at the keyframe. So specifying the name of the keyframe rule that defines the intermediate steps of the animation. So here we are giving a name to the animation what we have created. Example, animation name, example. So here the animation name what I have given is the example. Next, the animation duration. So what is the duration you want to have this animation? So here it defines how long the animation takes place to complete one cycle. So if you are giving 2 seconds means it will be within the 2 seconds. Or if you are giving 500 ms means it will be 500 milliseconds. So these are like the duration, how much duration you want to have the animation. Example, animation duration I have given 3 seconds. So these are the properties. The next property what we will be learning is the animation timing function. So this specifies the timing function that is the assign to control the speed curve of the animation. Common values include the linear, means it will be in a linear format. It will be in a sequential format. Easy, easy in, easy out, easy in out and cubic Bezier function. So these are the timing what we will be using to have the animation whether it's slow, speed or in linear or in a cubic Bezier. So next, here the example animation timing. So animation timing function have given easy in, out means slow, speed, slow. The next animation delay. So we can have the delay in our animation. So it sets a delay before the animation start. So before starting we can have a delay. So here animation delay 1 second. So delay the start with a 1 second. Next, animation iteration count. So iteration can be infinity, 1 or 2. So here defines how many times the animation should repeat. So how many times you want to repeat the animation. So the values can be integer, that is the 3, 4, 5 or infinity for infinity loop. So animation iteration count is equals to infinity. So these are the properties, and here we are having an example how this animation property works. So here again I am using the HTML with the CSS. So you can see I have taken a style tag and I have taken a div tag having a class that is box, Now at keyframes, that is I am applying the CSS animation. What is the name I have given? I have given the move is the name for the animation. The initial stage I have applied transform. So I have applied called as a transform, means transition. I am giving a transition to the animation using a CSS. Here translate x0. So translate x0. So here x means it is an x-axis. If it is y means it is a y-axis. So here I have seen translate to the x-axis, means move to the x-axis. So the box will be moving in a x direction. And next another at the 100% means at the end transform translate x with a 300 px. So I am saying translate to the x at the end with a 300 pixel. So inside the style I have taken dot box, and the box is having width, height, background color. I have taken 100 px for the height and width, and background color red. I have taken the background color red. So now here I am using the animation, that is the property. So the property animation name move, and have given the duration, that is the time 2 seconds. Infinity is the timing function what I have given. So here I am saying the count is infinity. I am saying the infinity count. And the style is closed and the body HTML is closed. So here in the output you will be having a box that is in the color red moving with a 2 second with the animation property what we have applied. So you can see that is not moving full, it is moving up to half what we have designed, what we have translated. So next we are having another concept, that is the keyframes. As I said, we will be applying the animation using the CSS property and keyframes. So we have learned the CSS property. Next we will be learning the keyframes in depth. So the keyframes in CSS is the rule that defines the intermediate steps of the animation. So here each keyframe like 0%, 50%, 100%, etc. defines how an element looks at a specific times during the animation. The keyframe rule can include CSS property that we want to add in a animation. So example, the transform, background color, opacity. So we have used the transform, we can also use the background color and the opacity and etc. like different properties available in a CSS. So here the syntax, add keyframe, the animation name. So from means it is the initial style and to means it is the final style. So here you can see we are having an example for keyframes. So here again I have taken the style tag and keyframe and a div class of ball. I have taken a div class called as a ball. So now here in the style we have styled the ball, that is the width 50 px, height 50 px. Px means it is a pixel, and border radius, I am giving the border of the radius 50%, and background color of the ball what I have created is a blue. And now I have applied the animation. So I have taken the animation property and bounce is the name, animation name what we have given 1 second and infinity loop. So here the keyframe animation name is the bounce. So the animation name what we have given is the bounce. So here bounce at 0% means at the initial stage transform translate y. So as I said in the previous, we will be taking x-axis and y-axis. So translate y means here it will be bouncing to the y-axis. Next, add 50%. So now I am taking the middle. Translate y minus 100 px. At 100%, translate y 0. So here again at the end I am saying translate to the y with a 0. So here you can see what is the 0%, 50% and 100%. So keyframes bounce the main animation in the named bounce, and 0% the ball starts at the original position, translate y 0, and 50% the ball moves 100 px, that is translate to the y, and at the 100% the ball returns to its original position. So these are the 0, 50 and 100%. So here you can see the ball is bouncing to the y, means to the upper y axis. So in this way we can have the bouncing of the ball. So now we have seen the keyframes. Next we will be learning another concept called as declaring multiple animation. So how we can declare a multiple animation? So we will be including multiple CS properties within a one animation. So how to do that? So here multiple animation can be done on same element by separating each animation definition with a commas. So here we are having a syntax: animation 1, duration, time function, iteration and the count, and last we are having a comma. And next animation 2, duration, timing function 2 and the iteration 2. So here we can have a multiple animation. So each animation name, that is example move or a color change, refers to the corresponding at the keyframe block, and timing properties like the duration, timing function, etc. for each animation can be specified independently, and if multiple animations are applied to the same element. So now we are applying the multiple animation to the same element of the HTML, then they will run simultaneously unless the specified otherwise. So whatever the animation what you are applied will be running simultaneously unless we specify which one is first or not. So now here we are having an example how we can run the multiple animation. So again here we are having the HTML code, and here I have taken the style tag, and you can see I have taken the keyframes, and body we are having the class called as a box. I have taken the class that is the box. So now add keyframes. Now I am applying the keyframes, and the animation name what I have given is the rotate. So the animation name what I have given is rotate. So here at the 0% means the initial stage, transform rotate 0 degree. So here I have taken the CSS property that is the rotate, means I am rotating the box what I have created with the degree 0 in the initial, and 100% that is the transform rotate to 360 degree. Now rotate the box to the 360 degree at the final stage. So now another keyframe what I have used is a scale. So another animation name what I have given is a scale. At 0% transform scale 1. So when the value is between 0 to 1 of the scale means the box or whatever the thing what you want to animate will be shrinking. If the value is greater than 1, if the value is greater than 1 means 1.543, then the box or the animation what you want to do will be enlarged. So here the transform at the initial I have taken 1 means shrink the box what I have created. At 50% I have taken the scale 1.5 means enlarge the box. Again at the final stage transform scale 1. So first slow, speed, slow. So in the same way here I have said the scale at the first shrink and next enlarge and next shrink. So now I have taken the two keyframes. Here I am applying the style for the box, width 100 px, height 100 px, background color that is the dark blue, and now the animation property we will be applying multiple properties. So here you can see rotate is the animation name what I have given, 2 second, linear, infinity. So now I am saying it is a linear and infinity, and comma I am saying scale, that is this one for scale, 2 second easy in and out, timing function what I have given, and the count is infinity. So now you can see I have applied 2 animation for the rotate and scale. So now in the output you can see a dark blue box that is shrinking and enlarging, means zoom in and zoom out. So in this way we can have the animation with a multiple property. So at the last, that is the wrap up, means what we have learned. So here the animation fill mode, that is controls the state after the animation ends, and the values like none means returns to the initial state. Forward means it will retain to the final state. Backward means the applying the start state before animation begins, and both means combining forward and backward. Next we are having the animation timing function. So here we will be defining the easing curving of the animation. So values like easy in, easy out, linears. So start, fast, slow at the end, and here it will be start, slow and speed up, and here the constant speed. So next here you can see the keyframes, that is how we can have a specific stages or the steps for the animation. Here we will be defining the different points from 2 to the percentage. And here animation duration and its delay. So here duration means how long the animation lasts, like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and delay means time before animation start. Next here we are having animated event, that is the animation end event. So here the files when the animation completes can trigger additional action in a JavaScript. So when we use this one particularly in a JavaScript. But now we will be learning about the CSS animation. So that covers today's session. In our next session we will be learning about the CSS transition, how we can add a transition and the transition in detail, the longhand properties and what is the difference between longhand and shorthand, and working with the multiple transition. Thank you.